Fight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Aquarius Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. Right now, we're going to talk about the basic archetype of Sagittarius. Now, what is Sagittarius? Sagittarius is mutable fire. Now, with mutable fire, we know mutable is being changeable and being adaptable. And in this case, with its own feelings and its own way of seeing things, because we know fire is the way of the fire is the seers and the fillers. So we know when it comes into mutable, this being able to be adaptable and being able to be changeable to others' ways of feeling and other people's ways of seeing things. So in a nutshell, Sagittarius can kind of understand how you feel, or can kind of see where you coming from, you know what I'm saying, and come to a broad perspective of it. So that's of a whole right there. Now when we get into the planetary alignments of it, you know what I'm saying, Sagittarius always feel like it's the right thing to do is to learn, is to gain wisdom, gain knowledge, to experience in this lifetime space and continuum we're in right now, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And anytime a planet is at home, what does a planet do when it's at home? It gets to do what it wants to do, when it wants to do it, and how it wants to do it. So when it is on the right side, from an astronomy perspective and from a yin realm perspective in the subconscious realm, when you want to look to the right or you want to feel right, this is the go-to thing for all signs. Their home planet is the go-to energy that they go to as a basic archetype before it gets played out through, like when it gets played out to humans, that's how it gets played out. But I'm talking about as you, as a basic archetype in general. You know what I'm saying? You're going to play these traits out in general regardless of where your Jupiter at. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, you're going to feel like the right thing as a Sagittarius, the right thing to do is to, and the righteous thing to do is to learn, gain wisdom, gain knowledge, you know what I'm saying, gain understanding and overstanding and experiencing, you know what I'm saying, and extracting from these experiences a broad perspective of things. Now, Sagittarius doesn't necessarily have a lower side either. You know what I'm saying? Because the opposite is Gemini. Gemini has no exaltation, you know what I'm saying? And so it has no fall. And Sagittarius actually have no exaltation in itself. So when it comes to things being, Sagittarius doesn't necessarily have a downside. So this means that they're not driven by down aspects, things that bring them into density. So they like to lighten their load, so they like to stay optimistic, you know what I'm saying, because Jupiter itself is a gas and a high planet. So there's no exaltation. Is like a kid being at Disneyland or someone being where they always wanted to be. And in this case, Sagittarius is, for them, it's life in general. So, and then the go-to thing is to experience and to learn. So that's excitement to them. So a lot of times they may find heaven or find exaltation with them when it comes to things like traveling, or when it comes to things like learning, gaining experience. And I don't really get down with the traveling thing so much as traveling physically, but I like to say travel through the mind, travel into thought, into realms of realities of how you feel, how you see things, and you travel through long distances. You know what I'm saying? And that's the go-through thing, is to experience that with inside you. And left field will be Mercury, you know what I'm saying? Because that's away. That's when a planet is at work, when it's in a sign that is far away from where it actually needs to be. So that's debilitation. So right here, it falls on the left side of the earth. It's on the opposite side of the righteous side. So this is left field. So anytime somebody analyzes too much, too technical, you know what I'm saying, too left brain, too logical, you know, this is left field for Sagittarius people. This would make a Sagittarius person feel left field. Now anytime a Sagittarius will appear left field to others is when a Sagittarius is not putting meaning behind things. It's trying to learn a bunch of things at one time. It's trying to be super witty instead of goofy. Be super logical instead of putting meaning behind things. Be having a technical detail about something other than a philosophical view about it. You know what I'm saying? This would make this would make someone look at a Sagittarius like this Sagittarius is left field, when when a Sagittarius is doing things like this, you know what I'm saying, is paying attention too much to detail. I'm saying, okay, paying too much to detail, paying too much to trying to read every single thing, trying to teach somebody to look into something themselves or something like that. Because see, the thing is, Sagittarius likes to they like to be the teachers. They like to be the teachers. They like to be the ones who have the wisdom, have the knowledge. So anytime somebody else come around breaking down details of something that they may not know or something that they may not have understood about whatever philosophical view that they have, is going to become left field to the Sagittarius, you know what I'm saying? Or anytime a Sagittarius dive too far into the left brain, you know what I'm saying, without experiencing, like going around trying to tell people stuff that they haven't experienced, going around trying to tell people stuff that they haven't even learned. They just speaking out of pure gas. That's going to be left field, you know what I'm saying? Where Mercury people can do that, Jupiter people can't, you know what I'm saying? Or they're going to appear to be looked at as left field. Now Sagittarius, they can know a lot, but it's important for them to have a certain wisdom level or a certain experience level behind whatever they're talking about, or they're just going to be talking out of pure faith or pure aspiration. But when they can put something to test, put a philosophical view to test, have a good idea about something, and actually can explain that to somebody using a little bit of left fieldness, having a little bit of technicality of what they're trying to express, then that's when they can intrigue people, and then they won't be too left field, and they will be allowed to be a teacher to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times they can become preachy if they don't have the left fieldness to them, if they don't have no Mercury at all, which that could be left field to them to the point they become completely preachy. But the ones who know how to analyze and use a little bit of their left fieldness, which is Mercury, and know how to think about the details a little bit, to analyze their words, to come across a little better with their philosophical views, these ones are like right and left brainers put together a little bit. These ones are ones who know how to analyze their experience, they life, and what they have learned, and they know how to, after they experience it and gain wisdom from it, they know how to analyze it and put it into a communicative way, and that makes a communicator, Sagittarius, which what makes a person seem more of a teacher than the preacher, and that way that allows, you know what I'm saying, people to get taught by these type of Sagittarius because they know that they have wisdom, or they know how they experience a certain level of whatever they're talking about. So yeah, that's like just the basic archetype Sagittarius. They always feel like the right thing to do is to, so how they reach their exaltation is going to the right thing to do, gaining wisdom, gaining knowledge, learning about things, experience about things, being enlightened about things, and wanting to put these things to test. That's what makes them in heaven, like wanting to and putting themselves out there, being a part of the open, you know what I'm saying, and very social, very optimistic, you know what I'm saying. And this allows their expression to be heaven. So whatever they're involved with, whether they like to go out, whether they like to teach, or they like to preach, they use these righteous views, philosophical views, in order to place them in a situation that they can experience maximum exaltation. You know what I'm saying? So even if it's just about a party, these people are going to gain enough knowledge and wisdom and hear enough experiences about people who do that party to know that how they're going to place themselves in that situation from a broad perspective when they want to go to the party. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know it becomes petty at times, but that's how I look. And then when it comes to Mercury, they need to it's left field anytime somebody come too technical, too detailed, too analyzing, you know what I'm saying, and not trying to understand the meaning behind things, just want to learn the things for what they are. And that can become left field. But then when the Sagittarius become left field a little bit and take a little bit of that and use for their righteousness, which is their experiencing, learning, and gaining wisdom, and blend in, go left field a little bit in these. That's why a lot of times Sagittarius may act left field. They may say things at the wrong time. They may do things at the wrong time. They may not feel down when everyone feel down. They may not feel happy when everyone feel happy. You know what I'm saying? They always want to come with another broad perspective and view of how they see and feel about things. And a lot of times they like to think optimistic. So a lot of times right here is just that they feel like that's the right thing to go because that's Jupiter. So if they got Mercury here on the left side, which is is at work, it doesn't want to be here, but it's using the tools that it has to use in order to get the job done. So right here with Mercury is analyzing. If you could go left field a little bit, so Sagittarius, that's just looking more at the details, analyzing a little bit more, and being a little bit more critical of thought and communication. And therefore, you'll be able, that's left field. Just go left field a little bit. You don't got to go way left field. Go left field a little bit, and you'll be able to put your words together right and be able to do, teach, or act however you want to act in an optimistic way. You know what I'm saying? An upbeat, uplifting way. And therefore, you give everybody a broad perspective of how an exaltation is supposed to be in their life. You know what I'm saying? Which is a maximum expression of happiness or whatever. So yeah, that's the basic archetype of Sagittarius. Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. Goddamn, air.